Hey guys, welcome back to my video. As you guys have seen from my previous video, I finally upgraded my car to a blower, a Paxton to be more precise. So the point of this video is that I'm going to be installing it, and you guys can catch along and see the whole process of the build. But I am breaking this video up into small portions. Each day I'm doing little by little, so that's what I'm going to be documenting. Personally, I think it'll take me about 3 days of my current rate. Just today I'm hoping on to get the front bumper off, drain the coolant, and basically probably get the intercooler mounted, probably the piping, the bracket for the supercharger. But so basically I'm looking to, so realistically I might get a whole lot done today. So we're just gonna play it by ear, and wherever I feel comfortable I'm just gonna stop. But yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so another factor on why I'm not gonna be finishing the entire build today is because I ran out of printing paper, so I only have 24 pages. I only have 24 pages printed, so I'm basically going to finish this amount of work, and then I'm gonna go buy some paper and get it printed out tomorrow, and just continue on wherever I left off. But that should be, yeah, basically about where the piping is, you know. From what I saw and read ahead, the install isn't that bad at all. There's no cutting on the block and no modifications really needed, except if you're going to be using the stock airbox, which I saw that it required a slight cut on the hood, but already because of my Boss 302 manifold, I already have a few cuts actually, so I'm no stranger to cutting my hood. And I mean, also I don't have my stock airbox, so I won't be needing to do that whole entire step. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, of course, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take off your front bumper. And how you're going to do this is on each side, of course, there's a bolt, the most annoying bolt you can ever see and deal with, which connects the fender to the front bumper. And all it is one bolt that literally goes from up here to down. If your hands are pretty skinny like mine, you're able to fit them in through this little pocket right here on both sides. So I'm going to go do that. And then also, you want to pop off the tabs right here. Yep, she signed. You can remove this radiator cover right here, and which will expose the remainder of the bolts that go along right here. And then on top of that, there are a few bolts underneath the car, which will also need to be loosened in order to take the whole front bumper off. But yeah, I guess it's time to take off this GT350 front end. So yeah, maybe I might upgrade to the GT500, you know? Who knows, you know? See how things come out. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna go get this front bumper off. Enjoy this little time lapse, and just like that, I have the front bumper off. As you guys can see, there goes the GT350 front bumper. As you guys can see, for those who are wondering, this is kind of how it looks in the rear. It is fiberglass. This is an Anderson composite, so this is not some knockoff one. This is like the legit. Everything fit perfectly. Even the mounts for the turn signals and such, those fit perfectly. The only downside is for the fog lights, as you guys can see, there was no mounts or anything, so I kind of had to ditch them. So I just have the wire hanging. So yeah, this is how an exposed Mustang looks. Everyone kind of has seen it before. After looking over the instructions, what we're going to want to do first is start loosening up some of the wiring harness. Now that the front bumper is off, instructions first say to loosen up this wiring harness right here. So what I'm going to want to do is, plain and simple, what I want to do is loosen up these. There were 3 gray tabs holding them in. So just gonna unclip them and then move the wiring harness to allow it to wiggle some. Then they're asking for me to take off the intake. So I'm gonna easily, like I've done this 50 million times, loosen up the bolt, remove the MAF sensor connector right here, move it out of the way. Then as I see that they're now that they're requiring the modification for the coolant reservoir, because it is getting relocated to over here in the corner, so I'm gonna have to figure out something, because my oil catch can is also over here. So I'm going to have to figure out how to kind of organize this. But they're asking for me to relocate this, and I'm going to have to cut this bottom piece right here. But before I start messing with the coolant, I'm gonna want to empty this. So as majority of Fords are, they have an access port right down here, as you can see. Majority of Fords have it. My Cobra has it. My dad's F250 has it. I can literally go on for days. But you're gonna want to loosen up this little nut right here. For the Cobra, it doesn't come out, but for this, I do not know. From the looks of it, it has its own individual port on the bottom of it, so it looks like the white part will not be coming out. You're gonna want to loosen it and then drain all the coolant that's gonna be coming out. You can either replace the coolant or reuse it, but if you reuse it, you're gonna want to put it into a clean container. You don't want to put any bad radiator coolant back into your engine. So I'm probably gonna drain this and eventually end up just throwing it away and getting some new coolant. Might as well do some maintenance since this car's gonna end up being supercharged. So just want to do small things, you know. I'm already here, might as well just take that extra step. So yeah, let's do that real quick.
Almost impossible to do, describing it. It's true. Almost impossible to do, describing it. It's true. Better than sugar.
Okay, so for those who didn't really have a good idea of what I was talking about, as you can see, this cap right here does loosen. All you do is loosen it up and it starts coming out. As you can see, I don't have it that high, and the reason why is because I don't want it to go splattering everywhere, because I do have a dog and I do like him around, so I don't really want to see him down, you know. So I'm doing it nice and slow, and since I don't really have like anything bigger than this container, as you see, I'm leaking it out here, and I'm going to be putting it into a bigger bucket because I do plan on just getting rid of my coolant. So as you guys can see right now, the coolant is now finished, and I am taking out my reservoir, this ugly POS that Ford supplies us. So since I already had the bracket made right here, all I had to do was just loosen up the normal bolts, and out she's nice and loose. So no, that's done. And also what I had to do was remove my throttle body. I don't know why yet, but the instructions said to do it in this step, so might as well do it now. So what you're going to do, this whole block right here, you're going to want to cut it out. You kind of like flatten it to smoothen it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it right here, but because I'm going to be sending plastic pieces everywhere, I'm going to want to block up my intake, my inlet right here. Well, I'm going to go get another one and stuff it again. Now that's stuffed so no debris can get in, I'm going to want to just cut right here, smoothing it out, and the instruction says I do not have to cut this, so I'm not really going to worry about it. So it's just all it says is this, so let's do it. Mess that up. And then the next steps after this, you're gonna want to loosen up there's three bolts on the timing cover that you want to loosen up, and I'll tell you which ones momentarily. Just let me cut this real quick, and then please note, take out the battery. Please make sure it's loosened up and everything. Mine's already disconnected. My car's been sitting here ever since my last video where I blew up when my tire got jacked up. So things have been sitting here for Okay, so like I was saying before, is that you gotta loosen up the bolts on the timing cover now. So as you guys see, I kind of marked them with the black one. So here goes the top one, of course, with the first one. The second one is right down here. So I gotta hit that one, and then the third and final one is behind this belt right here. See if we can see it right here. And the belt, as you guys can kind of see, right there. So it's pretty accessible, pretty easy. So these look like a 10 mil nut, so I just gotta pop them out, and then yeah, just gotta bust them, and then let's do it.
Almost impossible to do, describing it.
Okay, so here's one of the downsides of buying a pre-owned kit, is that everything's not organized how it's supposed to be. So the guy did just put everything into a baggie. So I print out the instructions. You see, here goes the sheet. I'll move the comb, my paperweight. Here goes the sheet of everything how it's supposed to be. So I'm just organizing everything. He has everything numbered. So I messaged him, seeing like if this is for a certain reason. I don't know if he's gonna respond, but it's worth a shot. But other than that, the thing with this, as you can see, it does give numbers and the dimensions of the spacer, of each spacer. So like for example, here goes like one of the biggest ones, which I go right here and I measure right off the top. It's around 2.7, and when I look over here, there's only 2 of them that are 2.73. So obviously this is one of those 2. So I just got to find the other one, and then that tells me these 2, and then I just keep doing that until I figure it out. And then if anything, I would whip out the micrometer and start actually getting the proper dimensions if it gets a little difficult. So I just got to organize this, and then you're going to see me putting it on to the engine bay. Or you're going to see me put the plate onto the engine bay.
Almost impossible to do, describing. It's true.
Okay, so right now I had to take off the bracket. As you guys saw in the little clip, I had it on, but the front side wasn't really lining up because of these studs weren't sticking out further enough. So I read a little bit more into it, and the Paxton instructions is different than the Vortec. The Vortec actually goes greater in detail. So if anyone needs some advice, look into that thing. So what the Vortec said was to leave these studs out 3.75 inches measured from the spacer, which will give you enough room when you put all the pulleys, then put the final front plate. You will have enough room to add on the nut and tighten everything up. So I just had to do that quick adjustment. It did take some time because I put some Loctite on there, and the only Loctite I carry here is red Loctite, so this thing wasn't that fun, but kind of sucked. So yeah, I just got to put everything back on, but luckily I have everything already pre-assembled right here. You can see all the pulleys go right here, right here. Right here is where the actual most of these are idlers, except for like this one right here. This goes on the second to last. This goes on the second to last hole right there. As you can kind of see, there's already a divot on there. But this is kind of like took me the longest, was kind of figure out the order that goes on here, because if one of these spacers were different, I'm gonna end up messing up a belt. And then like you see, for example, like right here, this one is 1.895. And then if you look at another one, which is 1.928, so like the clearances are extremely tight. So I took my sweet time trying to figure out which one was which. Here goes basically the pulleys, how I have them all set up. Now I could just basically slide it back on and retighten up the bolt that kind of holds everything up there loosely. This is how everything's gonna be. So the next step is you're gonna need an extra set of hands. And for me, I call my homie Eric right here. He's gonna be helping me out. So what Eric's gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put the belt on before I put the final cover. So you're just gonna have to like line up each pulley while the belt is here. It's gonna be a real pain in the butt, but it's gonna have to be done in order to get everything on. So exactly how this is seen, I did this just so I get an idea and know where it's supposed to go. And then I'm gonna have to put the belt and then redo each and every one of them with the belt there, then put the bolt through the face right here. To help you guys envision it a lot better, this is the final plate right here. Then you see, if it was to go on, oh, I can have it backwards, but if it was to go on, see how like it wouldn't really make that much sense. So the bolts have to go on the outside of this plate. So here goes the exact order it's going to be, but I have to pull each and every one of the bolts out with the belt placed in, and then put this over and snake each bolt through it and tighten it all up. It sounds a lot easier than it really is, but it has to get done, like I said. And this is all I'm going to be doing for today, is just mounting up the Paxton. And once that, I'm going to leave off the piping probably tomorrow and keep going from there. Okay, so we're going to begin the process of putting all the pulleys back with the belt. So for an idea, this is how the belt's going to look. And here goes a diagram for those who need it. Here goes the crank, of course, and then pulley, pulley, pulley. Then this does look a bit different, just because I mean it's not slanted how it should be right now. And then this one does have an adjustment for smaller pulleys. So but right now I'm be running a 4/8 until I get this baselined, and then I'm downsizing immediately. This is all you kind of have to do, which is gonna be a little difficult, but you just gotta make this image, if you guys know what I mean. You got the top and bottom, and then this long one that's kind of just sitting lonely over here, and you just snake the pulley around, and there you go. That's all you gotta do, and mount it up through the 2 struts that go down here, and then tighten up this one, and then, well, just watch it.
Almost impossible to do, describing. It's true. Almost impossible to do, describing.
What I found to be easier was you kind of put the bolt in loosely and somewhat on the spacer itself, and then you feed the pulley underneath like that, and you snake it through. And then I'm only getting I only did 1.5 turns with a bolt to barely even grab it, but allow for enough clearance for the other pulleys. And then let's continue on the other ones. Yeah.
So you already got the band then?
Yeah. Okay, so hitting the pulley. Now it's time for the pulley. The pulley, we gotta make the male genital. Okay, so just do it like this. Just go like that. Cause that's to go around, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, second to last one. Which is right here, like that. And then bolt goes in first. The spacer slightly goes in like that. And let's put the belt around inside like that. Okay, then the pulley with whatever this thing is called. Like another little spacer on it. Okay, then so for the belt, as you guys can see, only one side. You got to make that part that I said. You just got to define it. So I kind of have I do have the belt going down over the idler pulley, and then reaching down on the lower pulley, then going back over the idler. So that's going good so far. Now, here, like I said, because this should be a better view right here. Bolt, boom, and then should have enough room to. Oh, I gotta loosen it. So with these, this is why I said this is why I said that I leave it somewhat loosened, but not too much. So I have enough give to feed it through. Oh, that came out. And this goes in like that. Boom. Oh, crap. God. I didn't put the belt over it. Okay. You know, mistakes are making. Mistakes are done, guys. And this is supposed to go over. Okay, so guys, take.
Should be saying that the wheels should be good.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. They're gonna be polished, 110 bones, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what I was noticing? They're 17-inch by 9-inch.
Yeah.
Is that decent still?
Yeah, you'll still be able to run a
I
pretty
should
big
be able to run a 275, 285 slick, right?
Yeah, it'd be chilling. Hell, can't find the hole, man. Oh, found her. Ooh, she feels me.
You recording?
Yeah, recording. I always gotta be recording. She feels me
Now
now.
they're gonna know what fucking slicks I'm gonna be running.
Ooh, she feels me nicely.
Where do you typically look? Offer up?
Yeah.
Is that where you do your majority of
Well, offer up. No, I usually check offer up, Craigslist, Let Go. But Let Go tends to be like.
Lego 10 suck, huh?
Yeah, it tends to suck.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Fuck.
Send me that information on fucking cold plugs, asshole. What?
I didn't put the bottom spacers for the thing down here.
Oh, nice.
I gotta redo it.
You gotta take off everything.
Just like that and make another error. Fuck.
Another error.
So, as everyone knows, you know, here and there you end up making a mistake. So what happened was the studs that stick out right here, as you guys see, I forgot both of the spacers that go on the bottom. Which means I'm gonna have to undo every idler and pulley and redo the belt. Well, oh man, this sucks, but has to get done. Okay, so now I got the two spacers I was talking about are finally in. So now it's time to just redo the whole process. And, yeah, fuck. God damn it, man, this sucks. All right, so I have everything buttoned up finally after I fixed the issue with the bottom bolts, well, the spacers, so much I had to redo everything. So everything else is, as you can see, loosely on.
Why the fuck did you take off your front bumper?
Yeah, oh, for the piping. Yeah, because I have the big old intercooler right here.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then I have like a pipe and then the upgraded bypass valve that goes right there. Yeah, so I just went ahead and I did the bumper now, just so it's easier because
yeah, no, it makes sense.
yeah, so once I have all this up, I can just get to it, you know. So now that I have everything set up, and mother,
Mess up again?
okay, so I just caught something again. Forgot to reroute this one in between these two idler pulleys right here. So up, so I gotta do it again. Well, half of it. All right, guys, so let me catch you guys up. Everything now is buttoned up after like the 4th time because I kept forgetting to reroute the belt a certain way. So as you guys can see, finally it is the correct way. It wraps around, it makes an image down there. So now I just gotta tighten up these bolts right here, and then she's Gucci. She's ready to go. But other than that, once I do this, I gotta put the blower on. Of course, put this pulley over it, and I gotta put this put the harness, scoot it even more to the left, I'm pretty sure, because it looks like it might hit when I put the blower there, and I don't want to melt through my harness. So yeah, gotta do that. And then I'm probably gonna stop there, or if I just want to say screw it and just loosen up the tension, take out the belt, and just reroute this belt here just to say that, like, it's on and it's ready almost to go. But yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna do. But right now I'm gonna go put on the supercharger and then see how she looks on top of this monster. Whew. And just like that, it's time for the big old girl. What to do, baby?
This is the Paxton.
Yep. Right here is the Paxton. What is this? Like the 2200 unit. At least the guy was cool that he like left the bolts like still on this. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big old girl. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this wiring harness. Right here, come out real quick. Can we pull this wiring harness back? Can you go back more? Damn it. My filter's not gonna work. Yeah.
You have to modify that fucking shroud there.
Yeah. Damn, that clearance is hella tight. Look at that. Look at the... I'm gonna take out the back thing. You guys can see right there. I don't like that. See the zip tie? See what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna cut that real quick. All right, let me go do that real quick. All right, guys, so as you guys can see from the back, oh, she's looking good. And just like that, I'm gonna wrap up today. I've gotten quite a bit done. I got all the brackets up, everything bolted down. I got the turbo. I got the supercharger on. Shoot, I mean, it might as well be a turbo. Look how mean this thing looks, especially tied in with the Boss. Honestly, I just kind of want to see how it looked, which I think it looks mean as hell. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Like and subscribe, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys want to see. Tell me what you guys want me to improve on, what you guys liked. Just engage, you know. I'll engage right back. And for those who aren't following me, follow me on Instagram at apex.s550_. If you guys have any questions. And yeah, this wraps up day 1. Day 2 is gonna be coming up, but stay tuned.